Hey everybody, welcome to Totes Video. Welcome to the end of 2017. We're here to talk to you about our 5 favorite games of the year. Simon, it's Christmas time.
It is Christmas time.
I've got literally nothing to give you. I'm very, very sorry, but I'm going to give you the first game of the year. What is number 5 for you?
Monument Valley for the Apple
Android.
and Android.
Yes.
It's just beautiful. The second, like the fact that they were able to take such a very, very simple puzzle game that looked beautiful and just make more of it in such a succinct way really made me happy because it just filled in hours of time lost going anywhere because I live in 1993.
How is that old shop on the corner that only sells bubblegum and fruit bats?
9/11 hasn't happened yet.
But okay, so it's there is a story to the game though.
There is a story, and it's it's all non-verbal, and it's the same beautiful stuff from the first game.
Yes.
Just heightened a little bit, and then adding new stuff in an organic way. It's beautiful. I
recommend. It's on Google Play, and it's on
Android and iOS, and yeah.
How much did you pay for it? It was like $7?
Like $7 or something.
Okay, that's not too bad. My number 5 game of the year is Rick and Morty Virtual Reality. I purchased a HTC Vive at the start of this year, and I was so fucking excited to get it started, and this was one of the reasons that I bought it, and it's so much fun. It's just so much fun from beginning to end, not just as a Rick and Morty fan, but as a fan of VR. You played a bit of VR this year, didn't you?
Look, I played a little bit of VR that you offered because I don't have any other friends who have VR. So I've heard nothing but good things about the Rick and Morty thing.
Yes, it's coming to PSVR in 2018.
And like nearly everything involving Rick and Morty, as long as
not everything, except for the fans.
Yeah, no, as long as the fans have nothing to fucking do with it, it's actually fine. And it's probably great. You bastards with your Szechuan sauce, go fuck yourselves.
It was a really bad year to be a Rick and Morty fan.
It was a really bad year to be a fan of quality entertainment because some
and then
dumb
have
cunts.
dickheads ruin it. I mean, that was McDonald's fault. I mean, that's a whole other thing. What was number 4 for you?
Oh, look. Gone completely blank. For me, this year was a year where I started playing open world games in a big way. And being a PlayStation 4 owner, I wasn't going to let a chance to beat robot animals up pass me by. So, it's Horizon Zero Dawn. The post-apocalypse is upon us. You're playing a redhead girl with the name of Aloy. Look, nothing's going to be perfect. I'm a man who loves flawed masterpieces. And, yeah.
Simon, you are a flawed masterpiece.
I am. That is exactly what everybody from my teachers to my parents.
It's also your Tinder profile.
It's also all my Tinder, all of my dating profiles make notice of the fact that I'm a flawed masterpiece in shops and on buses. Horizon Zero Dawn, dope. Go get it.
I do want to talk about the fact that Sony have kind of like dominated. It's a single player game, correct?
It's a single player game.
They have dominated the space of really good single player experiences this year, and I have to commend them that. Well, there is another game that is on your list that we will discuss that I feel like I couldn't get into, and that there is just shit like Aloy. Sorry, anyway, but that's gonna be your number 4 pick of the year.
Yeah, and I meant his name's Rost.
My number 4 game of the year is South Park: The Fractured But Whole. It's such a great game. It was delayed for so long, but I think at the end of the day it was way worth it. You played the original. You played Stick of Truth.
I played Stick of Truth.
Yes,
I enjoyed Stick of Truth. The part that I did play. I do think that it is the first time. I'm glad that we're now at the point where technology is allowing us to have South Park games that feel like South Park.
Yeah, it is like overall the writing, and there were some issues with the original game and the combat system, which I think that they fixed with the new game. I loved it to bits, and I'm right at the end of it right now, and I can't wait to finish it just because a lot of people, the main complaint that they have is like, oh, it's like a fucking South Park game, but really you're just playing to see the cutscenes. And I'm like, there are 20 years of this show that I imagine that some of the new fans haven't even gone back to see the original episodes, but I feel like the game, it does feel like sometimes that the cutscenes are the reward for the game because they're so much fun, because they're so different to the overall combat, but I feel like it's really enjoyable. I really loved South Park: The Fractured But Whole. And now you're number 3. What's going on?
Beloved indie darling, the little cartoon that could. Cuphead,
which we've got a full episode about that.
We've got a little bit of a run through coming up, or it's already been out. I don't know which order these.
No, this will come out first.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, stick around for our footage about Cuphead.
Yes.
It is. independent, the indie title has been in development for 3 years or so. Microsoft came in at the end and just financially backed them to get them over the line.
Which I don't think they fucked them over, which kind of usually happens in those games.
But it is an exclusive, which is a shame because it is a Switch game that it will never be.
Oh yeah, it would be so perfect on the Switch.
It absolutely would. But the thing is, like, the difficulty and the sort of the mishmash of the 30s style, from the animation right down to the music, right down to the pops and crackles in the soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
sort of complement each other really, really beautifully in a way that I think a lot of games have been striving towards in recent years, in that sort of retro throwback style. Instead of throwing back to the 80s, let's throw it all the way back to the 1930s.
Well, I think that, like,
take out the problematic elements.
Yeah.
And have you fight a giant squid woman.
There's so much about Cuphead that you can adore, that you can really if you're a fan of animation as well, if you're watching this video game channel for some reason, I highly suggest it. I was so skeptical about it until I put my hands on it. It is such a fucking amazing game. From the very little that I played of it, I'm too dumb to play this game. The comparisons to Dark Souls are rife. It's just fucking everywhere. But I think that I would say Dark Souls is, I guess, more of an adventurous type of game, while Cuphead, it is so beautiful in its simplicity.
Yeah, no, the Cuphead is everything is half the things I love about the Dark Souls. The boss fights are just satisfying.
They are really good.
Unlike other games with this difficulty curve, you're not waiting. You're back in as soon as you're dead. You'll fail over and over again, and that's absolutely fine because the game isn't harsh in that way. It's just difficult until everything sort of clicks and your brain just goes, oh, I just need to be here, and you just sort of, everything
It comes
works.
down to timing, and also, oh my god, for the love of God, play with a fucking controller, because otherwise
you don't deserve to.
That game is a fucking mess. My number 3 for this year is Golf Story. I have never played a game that has felt more Australian. Like, I've played games set in Australia, I've played games with voice actors who are Australian, I've played characters that are meant to be Australian but really don't sound it. But I have to say, Golf Story, hands down, is one of the best RPG games that I've played, one of the best golf games that I've ever played. I hate golf, I hate sport games so much, but like, fuck, I love golf video games. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the simplicity of the mechanics or if it's just the satisfaction of just like trying to get I've been to driving ranges and I've tried to play golf in real life, and I'm fucking terrible. I can't swing to save my fucking life, but my god, I will swing a club in a video game to save some lives. It's so good. It's really good. Everybody who recommended it to me was so right. It is almost like Caddyshack, the video game. The humor and just I felt from the second I started playing it was like, this feels different, and it's just the little things. It's the little things like the way that the dialogue is presented in regular JRPGs. They usually have it's just text telling you a little bit of story. But there is just these little moments that will just if someone feels uncomfortable about saying something in the game, like the text bar will drop and then swing like it's broken, or if they're they're trying to whisper something to you and it's meant to be like a joke, where it's like, well, sometimes my dad would take me out to the shed with a golf club. He would teach me some fucking amazing swings. The text would be tinier and smaller, and it's just such a great game. If you have the Switch, it's on the eShop. It's the only way to get it at the moment, and I highly suggest people play it. It's so much fun. What is your number 2?
I'm not gonna beat around the bush.
It's poop.
It is definitely poop. Lol jokes. Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, oh, man, okay, yeah.
I get that people have a problem with it. Well, it's not, again, it's a flawed...
They're not good problems, though. They're just
Like me, it's a flawed masterpiece, but the things that it does well, it does so excessively well. It's the first time I've ever seen this sort of approach done in a game that has always been so narratively structured as the Zelda series, and it's the first time in a long time that a Zelda story has felt meaningful and emotionally mature in a way that the other games just sort of got into a rut. It's like you're an I can't put into words the story, but it's because the story is almost inconsequential, which is never fucking heard of in a
because
game.
the fucking for Zelda, the storyline's been the same for the last 30 years, but this they changed it up just not only by the open world setting. I only played an hour of it. We've already had this discussion about the fact that I'm not a Zelda fan. I feel like to bring an analogy, I feel like it is something that you needed to grow up with or have in your formative years. It's the same thing if you're watching a film like Hook or Drop Dead Fred. It's like, if you didn't enjoy it as a kid, you're probably not going to enjoy it as an adult. But from from the little that I played of it, I did enjoy it, but it is quite flawed.
It's just the way that it completely from the ground up reinvented, like, you don't have temples anymore, you have these little challenge shrines, and you don't have one specific path, you can just climb things to get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
It's just so open, and you can attack things from different angles, and there's no right or wrong way per se to go about it. Like, you can.
But this is something new to you because you haven't been a fan of open world games at all.
Yeah.
And this is two are on your fucking top 10 list.
Yeah, but that's because two of them weren't fucking Bethesda things trying to shove themselves down my throat.
That's true. I think the Bethesda way of making open world games, and also the Rockstar way of making open world games, I think that's gonna go the way of the.
I hope it does. I mean, that's just
dinosaur.
So this gen, yeah. In that I'm gonna blow it up from underneath the canister of nitrous oxide. Yes.
I was gonna say number. Oh wait, we're gonna kind of keep the switch thing. Although you did play it on the Wii U.
I did play it on the Wii U.
If you can somehow get Simon a Switch, please do. It'd be great.
I'm so poor.
He's so I would get it for him, but I am not that good a friend. My number 2 game of 2017 it's another Nintendo title. It's another Switch title. I never thought I would be saying this, but it's a Super Mario game as well. Super Mario Odyssey. That's a very accurate reflection of how I felt playing the game. Constantly, like I
haven't played that much of it. I have a giant smile on my face.
It's so succinct in the way that it captures everything I love about Super Mario games, and I haven't had this much fun with the Super Mario game since Super Mario 64, and it's been a long time. I didn't even finish that game. I got to like the 60 stars that I needed, and I was like, I'm good. I've already seen videos of how to defeat Bowser.
I don't think we even got to that. I was very bad at playing video games.
But there is something amazing, like truly amazing about the game, that it is so satisfying. The little bit of exploring, the little bit of that you go out of your way, almost always there is a moon. Like the fact that I've collected so many, I have this mentality where I want to be great at collecting things and have like a little collect 'em up and shit, but I am so bad at doing it because I get so sidetracked. And Super Mario Odyssey keeps it so together. It keeps it all together. It makes me want to keep playing. The only thing that I have a problem with is the boss fights. The boss fights are just a little bit too easy, but I would rather have a boss fight be way too easy just so I can get to fucking more moons. That's all I want. Also, I wanted to bring up that probably my video game moment of the year is do the Odyssey section in New Donk City with Pauline, and just if there is such a thing, like there have been people have made video game musicals, they've done sort of music videos about video games, they've written songs about them. This is the first time where I've genuinely felt like a video game company has encapsulated a video game musical in that sequence, and I was literally crying with tears of joy at the end of it because of how perfect, how it felt like, because I'm 26 years old. I didn't think I would ever feel this way about a video game, about a Nintendo video game, about a Super Mario video game, and I just elated about the amount of time and work, and I just felt it all. I felt it all, and it makes me feel so fucking happy. But that's my number 2 pick. What is your number 1?
Harrison, Nier Automata came out earlier this year.
Yes.
I've shown you my game of the year. I've tried to explain to you elements of why it's my game of the year.
I feel like I'm too dumb to understand.
Nier Automata is a sequel to a game that was almost just shoved out back in 2009 by Square Enix, and this time around they brought in Platinum Games to rejig the combat.
Who, honestly, Platinum Games, I have so many issues with them, but they somehow keep making games.
How the fuck does Bayonetta exist?
That is insane.
I am glad that it exists.
Number 3 is going to be an exclusive on the Switch, and I'm like, you guys are going all out. You guys don't give a fuck anymore. It's crazy. Sorry.
But to be fair, okay, so they won me over when they made the first fun Transformers video.
Transformers Devastation.
Yes. Yeah. And then this one, where they've been brought in, the first half hour sort of sets up, the basic rules, and it's very good. You're running through a factory, and then at the end of the half hour, the boss is literally the factory you fucking ran through. And from there, the game just takes this huge sort of, it's Blade Runner for weebs. Like,
if Blade Runner wasn't enough for weebs already,
it's like you're going through existential crises and robots, and there's no humans in this world at all. It's androids fighting robots. These sleek anime characters fighting building blocks that are sentient. Like
it's like, from what you've shown me of the game, it feels like the ultimate weeb fantasy.
It's so much more than that.
Like weeaboo is what we're referring to there.
I would say that, but it doesn't appeal just to weeb. Like, there's not that the relationships aren't romantic in the way that I see it in certain animes. You know who you are, I hate you. And I love that the story is all about, like, what does it mean to be human? How do you replace the driving force of this place when it's been completely eradicated or removed entirely and cannot come back? And the story, and like, it talks about existentialism and then what it means to be human, and then it talks about, like, the reasons why we keep fighting and how war sort of perpetuates, and then it gets into, like, sympathy for the other side and how fear and hatred come out of misunderstanding, and it just sort of builds in this weird way, and there's, like, these weird little elements that give you, like, unusual insight into... it gets fucking unreal and upsetting and weird, and I haven't had an emotionally enriched experience like this since Undertale.
I was gonna say that, and it feels like it's a game that encompasses so much of what you
yeah, love. And it's and the guy who made it, Yoko Taro, literally just took everything and shoved it in, and yeah, I can't go past it. It is my game of the year.
There's a part of me that wants to play it so much, but also I know that I'm not. It's the same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. Is that either I'm either going to sit down and I'm going to have to fucking dig my fucking heels into playing it and just push through it, or I'm just going to be like, nah, man, nah, it's just not going to be good. That being said, we've also discussed my number one game of the year, which I know Simon does not like at all, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet. It's PlayerUnknown's Battleground, because I'm a piece of shit. PlayerUnknown's Battleground is such an incredible game. It is a third-person and first-person shooter. That it's a PC. It's coming out, but by the time that this video is going up, it's going to be in its full release. I have loved this game so much, not just because, like, I run around shooting, I'm fucking a battle royale, blah blah blah. I have had such wonderful experiences playing with the people that I play with. Some of them friends from university who I haven't seen in years. Some of them are friends from high school who I haven't seen in, like, almost a decade. But we still have fun together, and it's great. And when you get into a squad, when you have fun, when you have a plan, when you want to be tactical, the amount of choices that you have to make and the conversations that you have to have, it's amazing. I've never played a game like this. I haven't felt this way about a shooter game, about a squad game, about a tactical game since probably the original Counter-Strike Source. And I just know deep down that the community that it has fostered is a little bit toxic, but it's not as bad as many other video games.
What's up, Overwatch?
2017 was PlayerUnknown's year. I don't know what it's going to be like moving into 2018. I hope that there is modding. I hope that there is DLC. I hope that DLC is fucking free. And I hope that more people play it, because it is a game that every time I'm in a new squad, it's like meeting new people and finding out how great or how terrible they are very, very quickly. And it's, yeah, I would say, yeah, those are my top 5 games of this year. I appreciate your top 5 games, but I don't think I would play them. Not that I would. Sorry, I should clarify. Not that I wouldn't play them. I feel like to play them I would need like a full week. I would love to spend a week in Breath of the Wild. I feel like that's just how I feel. Any other sort of honorable mentions of things you
Look, it was last year, but I've only just started playing it. Well done to Dragon Quest Builders.
The first time I heard of Dragon Quest Builders is Justin McElroy from my brother. My brother and me were talking about it, and he loved it. And from some of the footage, I actually think that'd be really good. It's like a top-down sort of like a...
Yeah, it's a little bit of a 30-person deal.
It's a name of it, I can't remember. It's whatever Hotline Miami is, as well as like other games. It starts with P something.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
We're gonna put that word right here.
Yeah, I am aware of Dragon Quest, and it's like this storied and design, and like the characters are all designed by Akira Toriyama, who's the Dragon Ball fella, and I like that.
It's a very strong way to refer to
him of that Dragon Ball, and I do like that they're at the point now where they're just branching out, because Dragon Quest Heroes was fun as well, and I like that they're now just doing shit with the series. Like the Dragon Quest Builders is coming to Switch along with the sequel next year.
Oh my god!
And it's like, yes, like it's such a easy to access version of Minecraft, and it doesn't hold your hand, but like everything is offered to you in like a meaningful way, and you're introduced to things slowly, and you're building up your little, like every chapter you're building up the little settlement so that you can take on these bosses at the end. It's just just a really good time. And yeah, it did come out last year, but I've been very poor, so I've been playing through the games that I bought last year.
My honorable mention from, again, it's another game I played from last year, is Watch Dogs 2, which I feel like a lot of people missed out on. I feel like a lot of people didn't want to talk about it because the first one sucked so fucking much. Essentially, it's like if there was a Mr. Robot video game and it was like colorful. Like if you didn't have to have David Fincher's fucking saturation on everything. It would just be like, hey, we're in San Francisco and it's fucking sweet. And look at all these cool people and they're all diverse and they're all really funny. Well, they're not that funny.
Fuck up some shit.
Yeah, let's go fucking ruin some stuff. But hang on, let's get that filter off. But yeah, that's it. That's how games are.
Encouragement award also to the Surge. Well done to the Surge for trying.
Is the Surge?
Surge was a Souls-like game.
Oh shit! No, I remember this. Yeah.
Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah.
It's the first time that sort of thing's been done with like a sci-fi element. A lot of good ideas. Wasn't the greatest game. I played it, but I'm a very, very niche audience who is shitty at Souls games, but cannot fucking stop playing them. He's hoping that the next game that group of cunts does is
developers. They're called developers.
Developers do is improving because they are getting better. Lords of the Fallen was absolute fucking trash, but this one was real solid, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm one of like 8 people that did. So good on you, The Surge. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Keep your loved ones close. We're gonna get through this.
That was Totes Video, and that's what we were Totes playing for 2017. Thank you all so much for joining us this year. We will have a whole bunch of more content in 2018. We are going to be doing more live streams here in Melbourne. Thanks to the wonderful people at Channel 31. Simon Cantwell, Merry Christmas.
Totes, thank you so much. Oh, I love you, man.
Oh, I love you too. Oh, man.
Get me a Switch.
Alright, I'll get you a Switch.